Alright, so I got these heads all finished and ported up, and if you see the ports, they polished up right nice. And I got the bowls cleaned up too, but I got done with them late last night and didn't get any pictures of the bowl port job, but they do look good. So really pleased with the way they turned out. So really clean and nice. Let me clean that little flash rust on there. I'm gonna wipe them down before I put them on, but it's hard to see, but they are really slick. So I think they really turned out nice. Lapped the valves in real good. They all looked really nice. So I think they're gonna perform wonderfully. I didn't polish the combustion chamber because I didn't want to open them up any at all and keep my compression where it was at. So that's what they look like. Intake ports, they're not as smooth because you want to keep the mixture flowing in there. I mean, they're smooth, but they're not polished as smooth as the exhaust ports. But I think they'll do real well. And we'll put the studs and guide plates on when we get them bolted on the motor. That way we can torque them down. So that's what we got, and that's where we're at right now. Really pleased with the way things turned out. I think they'll work real nice. So all right, we got her all buttoned up now. So we'll flip her over and get ready to put these heads on. All right, there she is, flipped over. Now a little clue for you guys building a small block. If you had anybody do any machine work on it, you want to make sure this plug right here is put back in the block by the machine shop. If they didn't put this plug in and you put the heads on it, you'll have to take the heads back off to put that plug back in because you can't get to it with the heads on. So just a little tip there. If you have any machine work done, just make sure that this plug goes back in the block, because if it ain't there, you're going to be hating life because you'll have to take it all back apart to put that on there. But here we go. Roller cam 350, 30 over pistons. And this will be the last time we see these pretty pistons because we're getting ready to put the heads on. So we're going to wipe the head surface down one more time, and then we're going to put heads on. All right. Make sure you get your head on your dowel pins so it don't fall on your foot. And if you want, you can then you want to seal all your bolt threads. So your bolts that goes in the very end are shorter than the rest of them. You want to be aware of that. You're trying to run a bolt down and it won't go down. It won't go all the way down. You probably got the wrong bolt in. Or if you got one that won't start up, probably got a short one in the wrong hole. So I don't know if y'all noticed or not, I like to paint my daggone motors before I put them together. And to make sure your head bolts get painted after you clean them up, you just stick them on a piece of cardboard like that. Just cut a little X in there and poke them through, and then you can paint your bolts so they don't rust and they match the rest of your motor. Just another little tip. Not necessary, but I like doing it that way. And I'm just putting sealer on all these bolts. I always clean my threads on my bolts if I'm reusing head bolts. And these aren't torque to yield bolts. These are the old school small block bolts. And the way to tell the difference between torque to yield on a small block and not is if they've got a 5/16 head, they're not torque to yield. 5/8 head, they're not torque to yield. If they got a 1/2 inch head, they're torque to yield. So torque to yield bolts are supposed to be replaced after they've been torqued down. So and if you're wondering what the torque pattern is, I'm going around it the way it is, but any good book or the internet will have the torque pattern. But basically, you start in the middle and work your way out. I'm going to put both of these heads on, and then I'll go back and torque them at the same time. And I do it in 3 steps, and just double check the last step one more time just for safety's sake. So that's all there is to it. We're going to put the other head on. It's the same process. We're not going to bore you with it. All right.